We the one that gotta wait.
Exactly.
Where my food at?
I'm the one that been waiting on that number 5 for.
But I'm waiting for this, and like you said, God is the God of clap back. He like, well, keep waiting,
Right?
Until you get to a position, to a posture where I want you, where I designed you to be. Wait on that. Welcome once again to the Glow Up Podcast.
Hey, y'all.
Well, we are not just a podcast. We are an empowerment movement. We are encouragers. We are motivators. And here we talk about 4 pillars, which are God, life, overcoming, and wealth. It's your girl QB and my co-host.
I'm Sky, the butterfly.
Yes, today's conversation, we welcome you. The conversation today is titled The Waiting Room.
Ooh.
The waiting room. In other words, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for in this season? Whether it's from God, it's from a spouse, it's from spiritually, mentally, physically. What are you waiting for in this season? And what are you doing to prepare what you're waiting for? What are you doing to prepare? And another thing we want to talk about is how to identify when we know when the wait is over. Did I say that right?
How to identify when the wait is over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How to identify when the wait is over. When I think about the waiting room, I don't know, something in me, I think about a mother giving birth, right? When a mom finds out that she's pregnant, and that whole 9 months of waiting is like you're waiting with anticipation, with excitement of this baby. And you waiting, and you want to know if it's a girl and a boy. Like, you want to know all these things because you're so anxious about it. And then when it's time, of course you get, in 9 months, you get your pretty baby.
I mean, they ain't always pretty, but all right.
Sky. Anyway,
sometimes you be like, oh, all right.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so within this waiting, there is some things that we do to prepare. Whether some people go buy clothes early on, some people have baby showers, some people have gender reveals, some people do things to prepare. So we really want to tap in with this conversation. What are you waiting for? What are some things that you're waiting for in this season?
First of all, you all in my business. No, I'm definitely waiting for direction.
Okay.
Right now, I have a couple of questions that, I'm planning. I'm in the planning phase, business-wise, financially. I'm planning some things. And I'm waiting for a direction, kind of like, maybe there's a architect who builds a design and they get with the project director, or what do they call it? The person that's like in charge of the project, the construction project. Is it called a project manager? There's like a specific term. There's a specific term for it. But in that way, sometimes they have to wait for the plumber to get back to them, wait for the electrician to get back to them. General contractor, I think that's what they're called. And that's where I'm at now. Like, I feel like, I'm waiting on God to get back to me on, what should I do about the plumbing? What should I do about the electricity? Where should I, it's some things. I have vision. That's what it is. I have vision for business.
Right.
I have vision for my finances. I have vision for my love life. I have vision for all of that. But I'm at the point right now, I'm just waiting for the general contractor to get back to me. I'm waiting for direction. Really, really, really waiting for direction. And I'm also waiting for the manifestation of the things that I know God has promised me,
Oh yeah.
God has spoken to me, and the things that I've just affirmed myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we go through a lot of affirmations and a lot of speaking things into existence, but I'm waiting now for the manifestation of things that I'm talking things from decades ago.
Right. Right.
Still waiting,
That's
God. Anybody?
are these things being like held up
Well, I
in a
don't
sense,
know.
or okay?
See, I don't know, because when you're talking about waiting, you don't always get, okay, let's talk travel,
Uh-huh.
right? You can go to the airport, you have your ticket, you know what time your flight is supposed to take off, but after you go through the checkpoints, you look up on the board and sometimes it says delayed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you had a specific time attached to your ticket, to your
Right.
flight. And you know if it's not going to be on time, it's delayed. But with God, he doesn't always give us specific time frames. I got
Right.
I definitely got a time schedule.
Right.
And he seems to forget me. He doesn't consult with me about the time and the things, because if so, then yes, it feels held up.
Right.
If so, then yes, it feels delayed.
Right.
But it's not about, right? In essence, it's not about our time.
Right.
It's about God's time. And
Right.
we're not always privy to what his schedule is. So I don't know if it's being held up, so to speak. I know he promised it to me, and I know it's not here yet.
Right.
So I'm just waiting.
The most important thing is that you know that it's coming.
Right.
You know that it's coming. And delayal is not denial. So delaying is not saying that it's not going to happen, because you already know the promises of God, the promises that he promised you. You already know that it's coming. What do you do? Well, all right, let me just say this. For me, what I'm waiting for is some things within ministry. Okay. That I know that I have to do in ministry. I have a set people that I know that I have to, speak to and tell my testimony to, and, get it out there about who God is. And not just the traditional God, but the God who is God of the Bible. And I say that to say that I know that something is stirring up on the inside of me. I don't know when. I don't know when or what day or what platform, it is. So I'm waiting for that moment to be able to speak, to those people about God, about my ministry. However, the question is, what do you do within that waiting period?
Well, so we led with this week. We're talking about the waiting room, and I immediately just thought about going to the hospital, and being in a waiting room, and if you can, just for a moment, just picture yourself literally in the waiting room, and there are various groups of people in there. You know what I'm saying? You got grandma.
Don't let it be crowded.
You got somebody over here with the child crying, screaming. They ain't bring nothing for them to eat, no toys. You got a broke down vending machine right there.
This personal, Scott.
It's always a broke down vending machine in the waiting room. Like, dog, get your vending machine.
You wanted them snacks.
Because I wanted a snack while I waited. Okay? Here we go. Here's a little sidebar. Let's park right there for a minute. Dear God, I like snacks while I wait. Dear God, while you got me waiting on your promise, just give me a little appetizer.
That's
just
good.
Give me a little appetizer. Just give me a little something to just wet my palate.
Yeah, that's okay.
Good. Now back to the waiting room. So the thing about a waiting room is that a waiting room can be that in like a hospital. It can also be the lobby at a business. You know what I mean? So waiting rooms, they're a place where you have to sit and wait for someone else to tell you that it's your turn.
Yeah.
That's what the waiting room is, right?
Right.
You have to sit and wait for someone else to tell you that it's your turn. Now, how you sit and wait,
right,
that's up to you.
Yeah.
You're going to see people who are very impatient
Mm-hmm.
in the waiting room that's going to go up to the reception desk.
Right.
Excuse me. I was here before her. Excuse me. You called
Yeah.
her name first. I was here. And how many times do we get like that with God?
Mhm.
Like, God, why she got the man and the baby and the this, that, and the other, and I've been waiting for, you know what I mean? Like, why? Why? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Is it my turn yet? Is it my issue just as important as theirs or more important as hers?
Right.
Like I feel sometimes. And I think we all do. Like, this is a pressing issue. When are you going to call my name?
Right.
When are you going to see about me? When am I going to be next? So what do you do while you wait? You have to practice patience.
Yes.
You have to practice patience. You have to put patience in place while you wait. Whatever you're waiting on. Because you being impatient ain't gonna make it come no faster.
Right.
That is the reality. You being impatient is not going to make it come any faster. You waiting for the bus, for the number 3 bus. It was a man waiting for the number 3 bus the other day, and he kept coming in the shop asking us, well, do the bus still run? You know,
Like,
and
sir,
it's like,
I
so
don't
first of all,
know.
I don't work for MARTA. I don't know. I don't know the bus's schedule. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that if you keep walking away from that bus stop, that
It's
bus
gonna
will
pass
come and
you.
pass you
Yes,
by.
it will.
And so you had to be patient and stand still, stay in place. You leaving out the room, you might miss your name being called.
Yeah.
And how many times are we in that position with God where we get so impatient that we leave, we move,
Without
and
the move, yeah.
you move and you miss out.
That's good. That's really, 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 really good. I love that.
Yeah, you can move and miss your place. So you have to be in a posture and a position of patience while you wait.
I can definitely identify with the being in the emergency room because it feels like forever.
Yeah.
Like forever. You got to go up, tell them what you're here for, you know, give you information. If you don't have no insurance and you got to fill out some paperwork, like it's just, it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. But like just having to go through that in God, like in the spiritual realm, is easier. Because God is, say for instance, if you're in the hospital and you don't have insurance and certain things can't be done because insurance doesn't cover it.
Right.
Like God covers all. God is the best coverage that there is.
Right. For sure he is.
He's the best coverage. So it's like waiting in God, with God, it makes everything easier.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes it's harder. That's just me. I sometimes think it's harder. I think that because why do I think it's harder? Because with somebody tangible, somebody sitting in front of my face, when I go to the doctors or to the hospital, if someone else goes, and I don't have insurance, medical insurance. Oh, but I know it's a program for that. Oh, I know the government.
Yeah.
I know it's so many tangible things right in front of us.
Yeah.
With God, it's so many times that we are left in the dark. Like we're left in the dark, and what we're trusting is something we've never seen before. We're trusting something we've never heard before. We're trusting someone that I can't touch. There's nothing, there's nothing physically in front of my face that says it's going to happen then, it's going to happen this way.
Right.
And because of that, sometimes faith is hard. Sometimes it's hard. And once you get past it, and once you start now building experiences, then I think it becomes easier when you know them. It becomes easier when you have things that, case in point, you can have a doctor, right? You may be a childhood pediatrician. I remember having the same doctor for Dr. I think his name was like Dr. Butson or something like that. My mom's gonna be like, that was a very nice name.
That was a nice name.
But I'll
tell
call
you
him
right
Dr.
now.
Butson, okay? But I remember him. But because I remembered the last time I saw him and what happened, and I remembered the last time I saw him and the time after that, then as I got older in my relationship with him, I knew it's really not going to hurt me when he give me this needle. It's not going to hurt as much as I thought it was initially. I know that he's going to give me a pretzel rod at the end of it as a treat because of the relationship. And when you're new in God and when you really are new in trying to submit yourself to God, it ain't always easy. It ain't always easy because you don't know him yet.
Right.
You don't know him yet. I don't know. This a new doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't know. Like, does he overbook himself? Because sometimes doctors overbook themselves. And sometimes
Right.
you go in a situation like, God, you trying to do something for her. You trying to do something for him. Are you going to forget about me?
Right.
Are you going to remember? So I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily agree that it's always easy to trust him. However, there is a guarantee with him.
Right.
For sure. There is a guarantee, but you got to catch up to his guarantee. You know what I'm saying? You got to. So I do think that sometimes it comes out of experience, and it gets easier for sure.
Definitely.
The more you stay with him, the more that you go through experiences with him, it gets easier to wait on him, because I know for sure he going to come through. He going to bring that thing to you, and it's going to be good when you get it. The first time I wasn't too sure, but he showed up and he proved himself. And that's what God says. He's like, prove me today.
Right.
Like, prove me. Give me a chance. Oh, I'm going to show you how good I am. I'm going to show you for sure.
And that's why it's definitely good to, when you're just getting saved, it's good to not just sit still and wait. Sometimes you have to work and wait. Do the work and wait.
So you
meaning, so that you can get all the benefits that you need.
Right. Yeah. And I think waiting looks like working.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, at times, because I think there's a misinterpretation at times. Some people misinterpret what standing still looks like and what sitting still looks like. Standing still in God and waiting on God does look like work, like Q was saying. It does look like work. When you're working for him, you're still doing what he told you to do while you're waiting on what he's preparing for you. And it means when I say I'm standing still and I'm sitting still and I'm waiting on God, that means I'm not making any further decisions. I'm going to continue to do what I was already doing. I'm going to continue the assignment I was already given. I'm going to continue working on this job that he already blessed me with. I'm going to continue working on this marriage that he already gave me before I make a decision. I want to leave this joker for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have a joker to leave. Like, I'm not married, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, somebody is just out there like, yo, like, I'm really done with this. I'm really done with this friendship. I'm really done with, and I've been asking God, like, should I move on? Should I get out of this business? Should I get out of this career? Should I get out of this job? Should I leave this, situation? But I'm going to keep working while I'm waiting for you to tell me if I should move or not. So sitting still sometimes is synonymous with working at times. It doesn't mean do nothing. Right. It doesn't mean just stop
waiting
work
for that.
Just it doesn't always mean that. But sometimes God will tell you to just stop. Don't move. Don't do another thing. And that comes built out of relationship. So you can hear his instructions clearly.
And that type of wait where he tells you to stop, just don't do nothing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're waiting for something. Or I feel like sometimes when God asks you to wait and stop, it's something that's holding you. Like, it's something that he wants to bring out of you. Like maybe heaviness. Maybe you're feeling heaviness. It reminds me of truck drivers, right? When they're driving over the road, they have this place called the weigh station. So whenever they on the weigh station, they're coming up to get their truck weighed. If their truck is over a certain weight, their truck has to be pulled to the back so
she
that
felt like preaching today.
So that the truck can actually be weighed again to, identify the weight. If it's too high, I forget the number, but if it's too high to be over the roads, they get fined, or they have to check the truck to see exactly what's on it. Sometimes you can't even go forward because the truck is too heavy for the road. And I feel like that's how sometimes life is. Sometimes we get so heavy with stuff that God had to say, hey, stop son, stop daughter. Like, let me stop you here before you move forward, because you're going to wreck something. You're going to kill yourself. You're too heavy for this. So let me stop you and wait so that I can get whatever it is that's holding you down out of you, so that the rest of your life can be the best of your life by you walking light.
The rest of your life, I like it.
Yeah.
The rest of your life can be the best of your life by you walking light.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. And herein lies the weight of the weight.
Yes.
The heaviness of the weight, because sometimes that heaviness is built just in waiting.
Yes. Yes.
But how did you say it again? The weight of your life, the rest of your life can be the best of your life because you're walking lighter. Right. And Jesus said, he says, the word of God says, take my yoke upon you.
Yeah.
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Yes.
And waiting can be burdensome. It can be burdensome. I mean, it's some people, y'all good waiters. It's a job that I just, I wasn't built for. I mean, I guess if I had to, I would. And I'm talking about, they don't call them waiters anymore. They call them servers. They used to, back in the day, you were called a waiter or waitress, but now they call them servers.
We the one that got to wait.
Exactly.
I'm the one at?
I'm the one that been waiting on that number 5. But it's just certain things. Waiting can be heavy.
Yeah.
It can be heavy at times, and it can cause a strain on you at times. And there is a heaviness sometimes that comes along with it. But, this is where you had to ask God to build my strength to wait, build my endurance, build my patience. My patience worketh endurance. Endurance is birthed out of your patience. And that sometimes it's a training thing, and it's a God thing. Like, so Lord, help me to be patient.
And even with that, asking God to help you with patience. That is going to put you in a position to go through things that are going to require your patience.
Exactly. For sure it is.
So it's like, even in that, like, it's like, God, I'm waiting for this. And like you said, God is the God of clap back. He like, well, keep waiting.
Right.
Until you get to a position, to a posture where I want you, where I designed you to be, wait on that.
Right. And so, y'all know I've talked about it, but I've been on this lifelong weight loss journey. But I had a trainer before, and he was like, well, what are your goals? And I was like, I want the BBL look without the BBL.
Get it, Scott.
You hear that, guy? But I want a flat stomach. I wanted this, and he developed a workout plan. And when I tell you, that workout plan included everything this man could think of that made my stomach hurt and my glutes hurt. Okay? Because this is what happens. He's like, we got to start weight training you.
Yeah.
You got to start adding weights to your training. And I didn't understand. I'm like, I don't understand. He said, listen, the weights, WEIGHT, the weights are going to add muscle, and they're going to build your endurance, and they're going to build your strength. And you have to, while you're waiting on the results to manifest, you have to work while you wait. You have to work that muscle. You have to work that area of your body, and you work it with weights. And so there are times where it's going to feel heavy. And it's God just working that area because it's something that he's trying to, as you said, get out of you. It's something that he's trying to bring to surface. Because I know I got a 6-pack under here.
Okay.
I know I got a 6-pack under here that God trying to reveal. He's trying to reveal it. He's trying to reveal it. And so he gotta work it. So I know I got a 6-pack ministry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I got a 6-pack, a 6-figure business in me.
Oh, yeah.
I know I got it. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm asking and I'm waiting on God to manifest it, and he said, listen, so I gotta put a little more weight on you in that area. I gotta put a little more weight on you in that area so I can build it up.
Yeah.
So that when
build
it comes,
character.
comes, you can carry it. You got the strength to carry it.
That's a good one too.
And it's funny because talking about waiting, I thought about Sarah, right? Sarah in the Bible, who couldn't wait. And so here comes the question of, we mentioned how in the waiting room, sometimes you get to a point where I just can't wait any longer. I'm tired. I'm hungry. It's cold in here. Why are the waiting rooms always cold? You ever notice that?
I think that's the hospital period.
Yeah, it's just always.
Yeah.
But even like when you go to like a business office, I don't know if they think that it's going to make you more comfortable.
I think it probably has everything to do with germs.
Germs.
Yeah.
Okay, that
It's
makes
like
sense.
to
Keep the bacteria low because it's a whole bunch of us in here. Got it. But it was like here you are, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, and it's like, man, I can't wait anymore. I gotta go to work. I gotta go pick my kids up. I gotta go eat dinner. And I move. And Sarah, who was Abraham's wife, she got to a point where she couldn't wait. She got a promise from God. You gonna have a baby. You gonna have a son. But years went by.
Yeah.
And she couldn't wait any longer. And because she couldn't wait any longer, she devises her own plan. And says, well, listen, let me help you out. Go sleep with my servant. Go sleep with Hagar. And y'all make a baby. And then we going, and that way we'll help God.
Yeah.
Let's help God help us. And so you have to definitely be in tune when you feel yourself growing in patience, because not waiting on God could cause you to really mess up a lot in the future.
Yeah.
It can cause you to have to deal with things that you shouldn't have to deal with. So now she got to deal with this woman and her child, all because she couldn't wait.
Right.
Have you ever been in that point in life where you were just like, I just couldn't wait? And I did it my own way, and dang it, I messed up.
Yeah. Let me just say this first. Waiting can sometimes create sacrifices. Like, how can I say? Like, waiting is well, first of all, waiting is a sacrifice, because you waiting, you're doing the work or whatever, you're not going forward. But it's really a sacrifice. And for me, the whole wait thing for me, actually doing the work and signing up for programs and all the other stuff.
Wait, okay. I just want to make sure I understand. When you're saying the whole wait thing, are you talking WAIT or WEIGHT? No, really.
Well, we're talking about my weight as a sacrifice. What?
I'm not talking about anything. I'm asking you what you talking about. Are you talking about your weight? Because you said the programs and
yeah. I'm sorry.
You talking about your weight?
My weight, my weight, my pounds.
See, you got. All right,
my
bad. Call it
your
pounds.
Yeah, my pounds.
Because I didn't know which weight we was talking about.
So my pounds. Like, I've signed up for programs. Been paying what's they call Planet Fitness for a whole year.
Right.
And have never went through with it. And what I mean by, your WAIT sometimes requires sacrifice is it took sacrifice for me to stop eating the way that I was eating, getting on a meal plan, sacrificing buying the foods that I needed to buy in order to, to lose the weight. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, WAIT. I'm waiting for this weight to come off, right? But this weight ain't gonna come off if I don't work while I wait.
For sure.
And if I don't sacrifice the old, eating habits versus the new eating habits, there's nothing that's going to happen.
Right.
I'm just going to be waiting while I'm get heavier.
Right.
Because I'm not, sacrificing. Even with like we talked about earlier, like giving birth, before they give birth, they have to fast. So they have to like sacrifice the food, like, not really like having food to eat before they give birth. Because if they do eat, what happens?
Girl, I don't know. I ain't never had no baby.
Like, I guess complications happen or whatever the case is, because we both ain't got no kids, but complications happen or whatever the case is. So waiting does require sacrifices.
It does. So it requires a sacrifice. So, I'll answer the question. I've had a hard time. There have been times when I couldn't wait. I think we talked about this last episode. Just being like, all right, come on, Tom, Dick, or Harry, whatever.
She go again. She go again.
But it's been times, there have been times where I was just like, I just couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Or okay, let's talk about this. Like, oh God, I want a car. God, I need a car. God, I want a car. God, I need a car. God, I want a car. God, I need a car. God, bless me with a car. Bless me with a car. Bless me with a car. And not waiting for clear instruction, and then just jumping.
Yeah.
At the first thing that seemed, there is a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof. I jumping at the first thing, I just couldn't wait. And I had to get this car. And before I know it, somebody else came and got the car. Took the car away from me.
Because you wasn't ready.
Because it wasn't what God had for me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't wait. And I was like Sarah, I created my own situation. I created my own situation. And I think a lot of us, we get to a point where we get tired of waiting.
Yeah.
We grow impatient. We get tired of waiting. It just doesn't seem like, and we allow ourselves, we allow the culture, we allow society, we allow what the Joneses are doing next door to push us to a point where we step outside and step ahead of God. And we go ahead and we just get it done. And getting it done, it doesn't always work out in our favor.
It's not. It's never. It's never going to be how God. It's never going to be how God intend for it to be. Yeah. Like you said, versus if we do it, we gonna mess up every time. But if God do it, it's gonna be right.
Right. So while you all are in this season, and dealing with, maybe somebody is just like, I'm just tired of waiting. A friend of mine is just like, I just feel like God either doesn't hear me or I'm not hearing. There's a disconnect somewhere. Like I've been trying to get my career jumping. I'm trying to go viral. Like why it seems like everybody else is, their platform is growing. This is growing. Their family is doing well. And I'm tired of waiting. And I think what we have to resolve, and this is a decision that's on our part. This is definitely a decision that's on our part to decide that no matter what, I'm not going to get ahead of God. If I got to sit and I got to wait, and it means sacrificing my own agenda, then I'm going to wait on God because I want this thing to work. And it's only going to work if I do it the way that He's purposed for me. I can't work somebody else's vision for their life into my life.
That's right.
So if I look at what you're doing and I say, well, I'm just going to do what you do and I'm going to do it how you did it. But that's not God's plan for me. It's not going to work out for me.
Right.
It's not going to work out the same. So I would say, like, prepare yourself, posture yourself. Be diligent at what God is giving you to do now. If it is if it's a passion project, if it's a podcast, if it's a a suite, a studio, if it's a church, whatever it is, put 100% into that while you wait for the next.
And I would add to that, know who you are.
For sure.
So that you can learn to differentiate exactly what you want to do in your life. Because a lot of things that we go after is not meant for us. So you have to live your life according to what you want to do, or most importantly, what God wants for you. And you have to really know that, because if you don't, then you're going to be lost doing everything under the sun, wanting to do everything because you see everybody else doing it. But have an eye that sees, have an ear that hear. I encourage you to not listen to everybody, because what's for you, God is going to show you what's for you, and it's so easy for somebody to talk you out of something.
For sure. Just
know who you are and know what you really, really, really want to do in life. And just don't be discouraged by the wait, because the wait is building character. And when you finally get there, you're like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm glad that it happened now and not then, because it's some things right now, Lord, that I prayed for years ago, and I'm glad that it didn't take place when I wanted it to.
Right.
Because
right.
Just gonna leave it there. But just be easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself and stay in God.
Yeah. For sure.
Most definitely.
Love yourself. Stay in God. Be prepared. Prepare yourself. Pack a bag. That's what I feel in my spirit.
Where we going?
Pack a bag. Because, you led with a woman having a baby.
Oh, yeah.
And, some of our male counterparts may not have any connection to that or understand that, right? But a lot of times, I saw a video this week, and it was they played a trick. It was a girl playing a trick on her dad, and she had like a Ziploc bag with water in it, and they were sitting on the porch, and she was pregnant. And she like stuck a pinhole in the bag. It was like in her side. So it looked like her water broke. And her dad was going crazy like, oh my gosh, well, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And she said, I gotta go get my bag. And he said, forget a bag. You need to go to the hospital. Right? Because women, mothers, they pack a bag preparing because they've been waiting. And while I've been waiting, I've been packing a bag, preparing all the essentials that I'm gonna need when God finally blesses me with this thing that I've been carrying. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying when I say pack a bag. Preparing yourself for the business, preparing yourself for the degree, preparing yourself for the relationship. Start packing your bag. Start getting those books, start getting the information together. Start practicing discipline with your time and with your schedule. And that's what I mean by pack your bag. So while you wait, so when it's go time, you can go.
You'll be ready.
When it's go time, you ain't got time then to be like, oh, don't I need this? And don't I need that? And don't I need this? And don't I need courage? And don't I need faith? And don't I need... No, start packing that faith bag down. Start putting faith in the bag. Start putting prayer in the bag. Start putting courage in the bag. Start putting trust in the bag. Start putting discipline in the bag.
Come on,
start
put it in the bag.
Your bag now. Start packing your bag now. So that when you get to it, you can really endure and you can last through it because God finally showed up. Yeah. But be prepared. Pack your bag. Yeah. Pack your bag. So... it's been a good conversation.
It has been.
It's been a good conversation. And, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on God. And I'm asking God. I don't want to be like Sarah. Yeah. I don't want to mess this thing up and have to deal with somebody else's baby. Right. Had to deal with something else, somebody else's situation, somebody else's trauma because I decided to include somebody else in my story who wasn't meant to be there.
Hello, somebody. Sorry. That was
who wasn't
I felt that in my spirit.
To be there.
I felt that in my spirit.
Because I couldn't wait. Yeah. Yeah. Because I couldn't wait. Yeah. I don't want to be like that. I want all that God has for me. I want to be the head, and I am the head and not the tail. Yeah. I am above only and not beneath.
Affirm, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I am a lender and not a borrower. But while I wait for the manifestation of those words, I'm packing my bag. You know what I mean? I'm putting discipline in place so that I can live out all that God has for me. Yes. So, we've had a great time. Another great conversation. This is how we glow up. This is how we glow up. Because you're going to have to, if your waiting season is over, trust me, another waiting season is coming. And it can get heavy, but you can endure. So we ask that you would subscribe if you're not subscribed already. What do they have to do? Just press the button.
Just,
the bell. It's the bell down there. Press that bell down there. Go on, press it. Don't wait. Press it now. Press it now. So we thank you guys for joining the conversation. Yes. Make sure that you head on over. We're on TikTok now.
Yay! TikTok. Y'all know TikTok videos be viral. Be going viral.
We going viral. Like, for real. We going viral. I don't know what. Yeah, we going viral. But we're on TikTok now. And I'm such a bad. Right now, I'm being a really bad podcaster. Because I don't even know our TikTok name. What's our TikTok? What's our name on TikTok? Oh, yes, I do. I know it. I know. It's the.glow.up.podcast. There's no ST on there. I don't know why they cut off the ST.
You know what? We the podcast. Y'all ain't never heard that before. Y'all ain't never heard that before. But that's us,
the Glow Up Podcast, at the.glow.up.podcast. Yeah. On TikTok. So follow us on TikTok. Again, follow us on Instagram at theglow.now. And we'll see you guys again, same time, same place, right here, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on the Glow Up. Remember, life begins when you glow up. Peace.
Later.